Hi, beautiful people. This is Pamela with Pamela's Tarot Tales, and I am trying to rush in and get another video while I have time today, so bear with me. This one is in response to Brian Cormack Carr's hashtag 7 life purpose questions. And I have to say, Brian, I I watched your video in the beginning of the month when it first came out, and I have been pondering and like putting this on the back burner and coming back to it and watching it again and pondering and coming back and this whole push-pull cycle, and it's been a little interesting and brutal and wonderful and realizing where I don't want to look at things, but also realizing that this is the absolute perfect time for me for this to come up. And I am really excited to be considered for the book because it's exactly where I'm at in my life, where I am transitioning to life purpose, calling, doing work based on that, and how to work through that. What does that look like? What do I even want? Where's the messages coming from? I don't know. So the book would be super, super helpful. So I'm excited to present this and also help get myself a little bit of clarity and um, maybe get some answers through this dialogue. So I chose to do this in kind of a big way, meaning I decided to write down the questions and write an answer, and then I decided to pull tarot cards from it, but not only from one deck, but from two decks, because that's what I was guided to do. And I actually used a very intuitive process through this, trying to just not follow a spread, and which is usually how I read anyway, but I decided to use my beautiful amethyst pendulum to help me decide which decks, to help show me how many cards, to help me understand a little bit better through this process. So I used two different systems, so I feel like I'm kind of all over the place, but I haven't read them yet. I did go ahead and pull the cards ahead of time just so that this video wouldn't take forever and a day, although it seems like it's still going to be a long video. So I used two different decks from two different systems, and what I was led to use is the Cosmic Tarot, which I absolutely adore this deck, and this, my new deck, it just arrived today, and I'm uploading a video of the unboxing, and this is Terra Vaville. I don't know how to pronounce that properly, but that's what I'm going with, from 1650 from Paris. So we'll see how these work, and I got a strong yes from the pendulum on reading these together. So the first question, so like I said, I did go through, write all my answers on what my cognitive focus would be, and then to try to go deeper, I went in with using tarot. So the first question I didn't actually pull cards for. It's the top 5 very favorite things to do in this life. And I am not, these aren't in any particular order because I don't know that I can commit to having, say this one's better than the other, because they all provide different things. And I hope that I didn't cheat too much here, because I went with kind of big things that could then be broken down into smaller activities. So for one, my top favorite, one of my top favorite things, these top 5, I love animals. I love animals. I love all animals. I love researching animal totems. I love seeing wild animals. I love pets, and I actually just lost my my baby of 18 years, my cat. Her name was Piglet, but we called her Bear. And seeing and being with her through this process, and through the dying process, and through the geriatric age, through the even, watching her and having her with me, and how we communicate together, and how we interact, and how, and all the lessons that she's taught me. And I think we can learn so much from animals, and which is partly why I have been exploring animal communication as well as animal totems. And anyway, that's a whole different question, but I love animals. And okay, so the next thing is I love to dance. And I grew up I started dancing when I was 2, and we have a dance studio here, so we do tap, jazz, ballet, hip hop, lyrical, all of those kinds of dance. And I stopped when I was about 16 because I made the choice to move to a different state to live with my aunt and uncle. I left my family to pursue a better education because we didn't have honors and IB, and I was bored. It's a whole thing, which I won't go into. But I recently have moved back in the last 2 years, and I started dancing again. And I dance with my mom, who's 70 years old and loves to dance. And I didn't realize how much I love to dance, how much it feeds my soul, how much I come alive on stage. It's so bizarre that, nothing else matters. And I realized through the last 2 years how much I have stifled myself and stifled my creativity and put myself in a box, or being embarrassed about things and not being able to be free and lighten up and be silly and perform. And I think that's part of some of these things, performing, like with teaching and creative. Anyway, so it's interesting to see that come back and how much it feeds my soul to dance. It not only helps strengthen my physical body, which I have health issues that are debilitating at times and have really prevented me and hindered me in working in this realm. Anyway, that's a different story. But this has helped me strengthen my physical body, strengthen my emotional body, strengthen my mental body, and just allowing myself to come alive on stage and to see these, there's not an age group particularly for my age, and starting off with these ladies that are over 60 and seeing how they move and how they interact and how they don't care, and it's so inspiring. It's so inspiring. So number 3, again, not in particular order, is creative expression, and particularly through art. So creative expression through art. I have my master's in fine arts, in particular in ceramics, but I really love drawing, and I like painting, and just exploring and looking at art as well as reading art. I think that's why I like tarot cards so much, because they're art, and it's interpreting art. And so I really enjoy that creative outlet. And I even bring in things like dance as a creative expression, an art form. Tai Chi. I love Tai Chi. But that's a meditative art form as well, and creative expression. So I'd say art, creative expression through that. The next I really enjoy is teaching and learning as well, because you learn through teaching. I learned through teaching. I miss teaching. I was a teacher. I was a professor, adjunct professor, and I miss aspects of it, and I don't miss other aspects of it, but I do. There's so many ways to teach, and there's so many ways to express learning and growing and sharing of knowledge with people, and there's something really powerful in that selfless act of giving through teaching, through sharing, through helping others to realize their position, their growth, their development, and to help see them expand their knowledge or their learning or their emotional well-being, whatever the teaching is. So I enjoy that. The last thing, number 5, again, not in order, healing practices. I love doing energy sessions with people, whether it's Reiki or tarot work or, meditation or any other kind of energy healing, where we go in, we look at issues and we work on them and we heal them, but also not just that, but just examining energy and how it affects our bodies, how it affects our minds, how it affects our space, and how we can alter that and change that and play with it and heal, but really through healing modalities. Okay, so just to summarize, that was animals, dance, creative expression, art, teaching, and healing practices. So I pulled cards for the next 6 questions, as well as answering them ahead of time. So I'll go through that. If you had to identify a connection among these 5 things, what would it be? So in my mind, my answer that I came up with was healing. They're all very, very healing. So what the decks came up with is the, let's see, I may not be able to show these cards to you, but I'm going to try. The Three of Pentacles reversed, the King of Wands, yes, King of Wands, and Death. So I would say that the connection there being transformation through personal growth and development and passions and creative energies, but using that for transformation, for growth, for evolution, for well-being, and bringing that growth into people's lives. Okay. The next question: which of your personal qualities do others most often recognize as being of value in their lives? And I guess my interpretation of this, my perception, I don't really know. I don't know what other people think of me in that way. But recently, I've had several people that are also tarot readers say that I have a temperance type, archetype type quality that is very calming, very balancing, very kind of rational, seeing both sides, kind of blending those together, and not, yeah. And so I suppose that's one. What I think that others see that would be beneficial is my empathy, my compassion, my ability to really listen and to see things from a different perspective. And I guess that's where the temperance would come in, is but taking all that in and applying it in a different way. So, and my passion. I'm very, very passionate, or at least I used to be. So, and then the cards that were pulled for that. See if I can do this. So, 8 of Swords reversed. Oh, there's 4. Good Lord. 10 of Cups reversed. Princess of Cups reversed. And Queen of Cups. Interesting. We've got, holy crap, we got 3 cups. And then I pulled from the other deck as well. So I want to kind of read them all together since it seemed important to read them all together. So I will show you what those are. Uh, 17. What is 17? Crap. I'm drawing a blank. The Page of Cups reversed. Sorry, again, new deck, guys. I literally just came in today. And 1, 2, 3, 4 of Wands reversed. And 7 of Pentacles upright. So I'm going to look at these and see what we got here. My table's not big enough and I'm outside, and anyway. So I guess other people would see Let me see real quick. What's number 17? Star. Okay. 17 is the star, which is interesting because I think that's my birth card. So I think other people, the attributes that they see in me is a lot of emotions, um, a lot of let's see, um, a lot of maybe internal. Well, okay, let me go back to the question when I kind of flounder like this. Is which of my personal qualities do others most often recognize as being of value to them? So I think this really does complement the ability to listen, my compassion through stressful times, and to help guide in times of turmoil. So the ability to work through the emotional stuff, the hard stuff, but do it in a calm way, in a soothing way. Do it in a way that helps them to realize their own power as well as my own. Um, and I think that they see that as giving the ability to find hope in every situation. Um, and see that as a way to help guide them. Um, and really, I think this kind of sums it up: is growth from stagnation, growth from stability, growth from to help people become more stable in their, but grow through that process. To not get stuck, and when they are stuck, to help support them. It's about their journey, not about my journey, but about their journey. And not everybody can do that, to sit back and allow for others to have their space, allow for others to, but help push them when they need to, and know how to push them and where to push them. And I think that they admire my my passions for that, my creative energy, I guess, not passions, but my creative energy. Okay, we'll have to look at that one a little bit more, but I think that's a pretty good start. Oh gosh, I'm getting eaten up. Okay. Okay, number 4. This is really hard on a tiny little table, but I'm making it work. I'm making it work because this is of value, and I think this is really helpful. Um, and I think it's so important for me to, I limit myself in what I can see about myself, and limit myself to, like, well, I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know how to pursue it. I don't know how to push it. I don't know. Um, but I think that doing something like this, where I'm incorporating the tarot, it allows me to go deeper and tap into some higher awareness and see myself in a different way. Anyway, number 4. Where do I think the world needs more support, and what activities and tools, perspectives might help that support? So, when I answered this, I answered a bunch of things, and I don't think I actually came to a conclusive answer. And what I kind of threw out there was personal growth and development, unity, humanitarian treatment of all beings, um, and I don't know what that looks like. I don't know how that would work. I don't know. Um, But I think that those are the things that I think the world needs more of. More kindness to each other and to animals, and less destructive qualities. So the cards that came up were Strength and Two of Wands reversed. And then the Nine of Pentacles upright. So I think that the world needs, I think that they need more courage to for every person to feel safe to be who they are, and it doesn't feel safe to be expressive, especially creatively. It, you know, to stand in their truth, and I think that people need to do that, to stand in their truth, and the way to do that is through personal growth and development. Work through your stuff, clear programmings, move forward, continue to grow and evolve, and so that you can be expressive of who you are, and confident, and have the courage to do that, and the strength to do that, and the ability to do that, and to not only just wear this like outfit of it, but to embody it, to be it, to own it, to express it, and bringing that into reality, bringing that into happy life, happy home, into stability, and but continual movement with stability and more structure, and into a complete life. And I think that's important. Okay. Moving right along. All right, where is my happiest place, and what kind of beings live there? My happiest place, and what I wrote was when I'm like working with others as far as the energy work, or the teaching, or the pulling out, when I'm really pulling things out of them, and getting them to have their own realizations and transformation processes, and getting to the root of deep issues and diving in, and that kind of mind work. And then animals are always there, because animals are always with me. Those are my happy beings. They're my support. They're my animal totems. They're my spirit guides. They're the messengers in this life if we pay attention to them. They're and so I guess that happy place is in a feeling rather than a location. And so if I had to pick locations, I don't know that I have one other than being in nature, being outside, being at the beach, being in the mountains, whatever. But that is limiting because I see so much destruction in those and disturbances in those places when there's too many people. And so when there's too many people, I don't respond well. It needs to be small and intimate in a way. Okay. Let's see what the cards have to say about that. And again, I pulled from both decks. I've got Justice reversed, Nine of Swords reversed, and the High Priestess reversed. A lot of reversals, which is, for me, I read reversals as internal, or inside me, or sometimes blockages to and working through those energies, and not quite into realization or processing. But I think it's my happy place is inside, inside that contemplative mind, inside where, the Nine of Swords would say, where other, helping people work through that turmoil through the mental space, the communication space, the mind space, and justice would be helping guide them through that, helping them see the ways and balance the energies, and um, looking at broader perspectives and zooming out, and um, the high priestess is using my intuition to guide through that process for myself and others. So that's my happy space, is doing that kind of work with people. The Vavel says the Four of Cups, the Judgment reversed, and World reversed. So I'd say, again, helping through the emotional times, helping people get unstuck, hearing their calling, hearing my own calling, using that to guide through that process, and to have a more fulfilling life within themselves, to have to feel more complete, to feel more whole. It's so easy to not feel whole in this world with the way that things are, and or that we're wrong, or we're incomplete, and I think that this is a good time to work on getting rid of that, work on bringing the world together and bringing in those humanitarian views, and to help people wake up. Wake up. It doesn't have to be this way. I mean, it does have to be this way, but only so that we can hear it and fix it and make it better, because there is a better way. Okay. Number 6. If every single experience in my life, both good and bad, had been carefully planned to train you for a specific destiny, what would that destiny be? This is where it gets really hard for me to say for myself, because I don't know, and I'm trying to figure that out. And I think ultimately, yes, of course we know, and but maybe we can't say, or we're afraid to, or we don't know how to express it, or we don't know what it looks like, so we don't know how to say it. The only thing I know to put here was healing and animal communication and teaching. Doing kind of therapy type work, energy therapy, working through issues as a guide. So I don't know. So I'm curious. I'm excited to see what the cards have to say. We got 10 of Wands and 9 of Wands reversed. All right. So, and bringing it back to the question, if every single experience in my life, both good and bad, had been carefully planned to train me for a specific destiny, what would that destiny be? And wands are, fiery energy. They're creative energy. They're that artistic quality that I was talking about in the first question of my 5 things that really are my favorite things in the world. And so I guess through that destiny, again, I'm seeing, this kind of feeling trapped in here, but then this coming, this personal guidance through it to come into a better place into it, into gathering strength and courage and ownership of creative passions and energies and arts and fire type energies, and working through helping people, including myself, working through overwhelm. And again, pulling in this lion, being with the animal energies, and very healing, and very much about strength and power, and personal power, and growth, and steadfastness, and strength through that. And this I think teaching can kind of play into that as well. And then oh gosh. Okay, so we got quite a bit of swords. Sorry, I'm looking at these with you. I have not turned these over. I haven't peeked at them. I don't know what they look like. We've got the 2, 3, 6, 6 of swords reversed. The 8, 9 of swords reversed. The no. Oh shoot. Hang on. I don't know where it's coming. Okay. Sorry. Wind, a little gust of wind. The 6 of wands reversed, and the 2 of cups. Okay. So what I would say with this is that 6, 9, it would have to do with communications surrounding harmony of creative energies and balancing the mind and balancing the heart, balancing the creative fire with the mental expression of that, and expression out into the world, expression into, but it's all about that balance and helping not only myself but teach others how to balance that keep those into balance, or bring them into balance, and how to discuss things, that are passionate to us in a harmonious way and in a successful way. Okay. Now, I've got a big old mess on this table. I'm alright with that. I was hoping to take a picture of it, but okay, and the last question is, if time, money, ability, confidence, prior commitment, personal beliefs were no obstacles, what would I start doing today? What would I start doing today? And I have to admit, this question, it's what we yearn for, it's what we hope for. It's like, but we use these obstacles as excuses, and if those were removed, there's so much, like, it's almost a little bit of panic, which is an interesting response. It's almost visceral in the body, feeling like, oh, but I want to really work with that, and so that I can remove obstacles, so that I can figure out what is next, and so I can figure out what would I do next. And what would I start doing today would be energy work with people and animals in all facets, including tarot, animal communication, Reiki, therapy, psychology, whatever. I mean, coaching. I don't know. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what I would be doing today other than that kind of healing work. Deep healing work. And, yeah. So let's see what the cards have to say. Okay. We got the Moon. We got 5 of Cups reversed and Princess of Pentacles reversed. So I think it would be that's saying that bringing all the healing, the wisdom, the mysteries, the conflicts, bringing all of those into balance, bringing all of those into growth, through development, through conflict, but bringing it into power even in the unknown, and bringing that into reality and stepping into that. Don't know if that really answers the question, but I'm going to go with it. And then I got Ace of Cups, Queen of Wands, reversed, 3, 10 of Pentacles, upright, and the Sun. I would say, what would it, so I would, I would start my business, and it would be, you know, working towards that happiness, that joy, that guided by divine guidance, divine light, and trust in that, and bringing creative, fiery, passionate energy into the world, into practicality, into success, into, you know, whether that's through art or teaching or healing or energy work or tarot. It's all coming in under, it looks like starting my own business, and it looks like it's centered around that. Starting my own business and would be centered around my own creative energies. And my growth through that to stability and growth, and how that's pointing, you know, working from kind of those ends and bringing it into that structure, that and helping others to do that same thing, or better, or worse, or whatever. Okay, so that answers my 7 questions. This is kind of a long video, but I'm excited about the answers that I've had come up and the realizations that I've seen. I think doing this with the tarot in combination to what I already answered helped me go deeper, helped me really look at it, helped me to understand some things, kind of tie it together a little bit better. I still want the book, Brian, so I'm hoping that I am one of the ones selected. And this has been a really great tag, and I think it's especially important to, it's fun to do a lot of lighthearted tags, but I really enjoy this deep conceptual work through this tag, because, and it's something that's easy to not want to do, or to not spend the time or make it a priority. And I think that's what I really want to bring into this world, is looking at the hard stuff, you know, working through it together and bringing us closer. Because, you know, if I'm researching unity and us and humanitarian views, and then I can't be inside my own bubble and hermit, and not share those, and not help people, and not subscribe to a Unitarian view, or at least be willing to learn from it and come at it from that perspective, if I'm not willing to do the hard work myself, and if I'm not willing to make time for it. And so it's been a really interesting experience. It's been really wonderful, and I'm so grateful for this process, Brian. And yeah, so this is Pamela with Pamela's Tarot Tales, Pamela's Animal Tales, and we'll take it from there. So I hope you enjoyed this video, if you stayed with me, and I'm so grateful. Have a great day.